What up, world? So I saw The Judge, which stars Robert Downey Jr., Robert Duvall, Vincent D'Onofrio, Vera Farmiga, Billy Bob Thornton, and it's directed by David Dobkin, and he's most known for Wedding Crashers, The Change Up. He's a comedy guy, and you have Robert Downey Jr.'s character. Man, he's from a small town in Indiana. What a movie gets props based off that alone. Um, and I want to say he's in Chicago, but he's in a big city, and he's a successful defense attorney, and I mean he's Tony Stark as a lawyer. He's got the quick wit, comebacks for everything. He's always popping off the mouth, always talking shit. He goes home to Indiana for a funeral, and something in addition happens when he's on his way back home, and then he has to represent his dad, who they don't get along at all. Like, he calls him Judge, he doesn't even call him Dad. Um, Robert Duvall like shakes his hand, doesn't even really hug him, doesn't ask him how he's been or anything like that, and just treats him like just another griever for his own mom. And it escalates from there. Like, Robert Downey Jr. gets into a position to where he has to be his dad's lawyer, and just they're butting heads the whole time. Like, there's other revelations, there's other evidence, and it just leads on to a story. It just leads on to a story about about reminiscing, about remembering where you came from, about about grinding and working your entire life for the acceptance of a parent. I mean, to an extent, man, it's about dickhead parents who won't realize that their kids can grow up and be their own people, and man, dysfunctional family out the ass. Who knows more about that? Um, Indianapolis gets a shout out. More props for the movie. Man, the performances, man, yeah, the acting in this movie, man, was great, man. Some of the best parts of the movie were the interactions between Robert Duvall and Robert Downey Jr. Um, like Vincent D'Onofrio was serviceable. What Leighton Meester was in a couple scenes. Vera Farmiga was the high school love interest of Robert Downey Jr., who, while attractive, I still don't think she's been as attractive as she was in Running Scared and The Departed in 2006. And like, this movie had my interest, man, from Jump Street, man, because for one of the like, Robert Downey Jr. produced the movie, and one person from his team was on the Schmoes Know podcast, and he was just talking about being on set and just seeing the electricity between the two, and the dramatic scenes. So I was already interested, and I know this is shit that y'all don't give a fuck about. For a time growing up in high school, I considered being a lawyer. I mean, it wasn't no stint that I really pursued or anything like that, but I've always been interested in courtroom entertainment, if you will. I'm probably in the minority, but I love Franklin and Bash. Um, and it's a longer movie, but I felt that everything was important to the story. I'm sure some scenes could have been cut. To me, I felt that everything impacted, whether it was his wife or kid, in the minimal part that they had, or whether it was his brothers, him and his dad. You know what I'm saying? The main focus is on them. Um, the scenes between him and Billy Bob Thornton were great. The If it wasn't the interaction between Robert Downey Jr. and Robert Duvall, it was the court. It was the actual trial between Robert Duvall getting drilled by Billy Bob Thornton, or Robert Duvall getting drilled by Robert Downey Jr. And like, one character stubborn, and the other character has to be more stubborn to get an answer. So you just see how the trial ends up, and while there was some dramatic part, like, most of it is dramatic. The whole movie has a dramatic theme. Like, it didn't seem like it took itself as serious as it should have. I guess I've been racking my brain ever since I got out of the movie how to say it. That's the main flaw, it wasn't as serious as it wanted to be, I guess. While you can enjoy it, and I recommend it to any fan of any of the actors in the movie, um, and you can see Iron Man and you can see the Kingpin be brothers. Um, I recommend it. In my opinion, The Judge is dope. Um, it just it's not the Oscar contender that I expected going into it, especially coming off how dope Gone Girl was. Did you see The Judge? What did you think of The Judge? Since Robert Downey Jr.'s resurgence into the limelight, what would you say your favorite non-Tony Stark role would be? Um, I would say Tropic Thunder is my favorite Robert Downey Jr. movie since Iron Man came out. Then this. I'm gonna see Dracula Untold this weekend. Last minute change of plans. I didn't even really want to see the shit. Then I might see Fury, and then I think John Wick comes out the week after that. So stay tuned for my shit, of course. Peace.